The Rolls-Royce Spectre is not just a car. It is a quiet revolution, a message to the world that the future of luxury has officially arrived, and it does not need an engine's roar to make its presence known. Because when a Rolls-Royce moves, the world listens, even in silence. The first thing you notice about the Spectre is its presence. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply commands it. The body stretches long and wide, sculpted with lines so clean they look drawn by a single stroke of light. Every surface shines like liquid glass, reflecting its surroundings with mirror-like clarity. Even before you know what it is, you feel what it represents: power, elegance, and absolute confidence. The iconic front grille remains even in this electric era. It doesn't need to cool a massive V12 anymore. But Rolls-Royce kept it because this car is not here to abandon tradition. It is here to evolve it. The spirit of ecstasy at the front leans slightly lower, almost as if she too is gliding effortlessly into the electric future. The massive 23-inch wheels stand like pieces of modern art, carrying the car with a sense of authority that only a Rolls-Royce possesses. But the magic truly begins when you step inside. The doors open wide, welcoming you into a world that feels more like a luxury lounge than a car interior. As the doors close with a gentle button press, the outside world disappears. Silence surrounds you, not the simple silence of an electric motor, but the engineered, perfected silence that defines Rolls-Royce, a silence that feels almost sacred. The seats are wrapped in the softest leather, each stitch done by hand, each panel selected by artisans. Your fingertips glide over rich wood, veneers and satin metal accents that feel cool and weighty, reminding you that nothing here is fake, nothing is rushed. Everything is crafted with intention. Above your head, tiny stars glow softly, forming constellations that make the roof feel like a private universe created just for you. This Starlight ambience doesn't just illuminate the cabin. It transforms it into a sanctuary. Even the technology is designed differently. There are no overwhelming screens or unnecessary distractions. Rolls-Royce believes true luxury is calm, uncluttered, and timeless. So the screens blend into the interior like quiet assistants, stepping forward only when needed. The result is an experience that feels modern but not loud, futuristic but incredibly human. And then, the moment you begin to move, the Spectre doesn't accelerate, it glides. The response is instant, effortless, and unbelievably smooth. There is no gear shift, no vibration, no hesitation. Just a feeling as if the entire car is floating on a cushion of air. Every bump, every rough surface, every imperfection in the road simply disappears. The suspension anticipates the world ahead and adjusts itself before you ever feel anything. This is not driving, this is levitation. With just a gentle press of the pedal, the Spectre delivers an instant wave of torque. Over 570 horsepower and nearly 900 Nms of pure electric force flow silently to the wheels. The world moves backward with surprising speed. Yet inside the cabin you feel nothing but calm. It's performance without drama, power without noise, strength without stress. The massive battery beneath the floor keeps the car stable, anchored and perfectly balanced. With a range that easily covers the journeys most owners make, the Spectre is designed for simplicity. Its owners don't worry about charging stations or range anxiety. They simply plug it in at home, wake up the next morning, and glide away. Because for them, convenience is luxury, and Rolls-Royce understands that better than anyone. From the outside, the Spectre draws attention not because it wants to stand out, but because it cannot blend in. The two-door coupe body gives it a regal, powerful stance. The floating roofline curves smoothly toward the rear, creating a silhouette that looks like a modern sculpture in motion. The paint, polished for hours by hand, shines so deeply that it reflects buildings, clouds, and even passing people with clarity like a still lake. Every detail on this car exists for a reason. The aerodynamic shape reduces drag. The spirit of ecstasy was reshaped to optimize airflow. Even the door handles, the mirrors, the underbody panels. Everything was engineered so the Spectre moves through the air with the grace of a yacht cutting across calm water. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about the Rolls-Royce Spectre is what it represents. This car is not just the first electric Rolls-Royce. It is a promise. A promise that luxury can move forward without losing its soul. A promise that silence can be powerful. A promise that the future can be clean, elegant, and undeniably majestic. Because in a world where car makers compete for speed, numbers, and loud statements, Rolls-Royce chose a different path. It chose serenity. It chose effortlessness. It chose to redefine what it means to arrive. And yes, perfection comes with a price. The Spectre begins around $420,000. But most owners personalize their cars so deeply that the final cost often reaches $600,000 or more. Not because they have to, but because they can. Because for a Rolls-Royce owner, luxury is not an option. It is a lifestyle. But the price isn't what makes the Spectre special. What makes it special is the feeling it gives you the moment you see it. The moment you sit inside, and the moment you move silently through the world. It makes you feel calm. It makes you feel important. It makes you feel like you're experiencing the future before everyone else. The Rolls-Royce Spectre is not just an electric car. It is the new definition of luxury. A masterpiece designed for people who don't need to prove anything. A symbol of power that doesn't raise its voice. A vehicle that turns every journey into a moment worth remembering. This is the electric era of Rolls-Royce. An era where silence becomes the new symbol of strength. Where elegance meets technology. Where the future doesn't feel cold. It feels warm, smooth, and beautifully alive. The Spectre is not just the future of luxury cars. It is the future of luxury itself.